It's 1994 in Baltimore, and the city faces spiraling crime, declining schools, and fractured communities. Mayor Kurt Schmoke stands at a crossroads. How do you lead a city when no easy fix exists? This moment cracks open a bigger truth. Leadership today isn't about clear answers. It's about navigating a messy world that demands more from both leaders and the people they serve. What if the problem isn't leadership itself, but how we expect it to work? Leadership struggles often stem from the hardest problems, those that can't be solved by routine fixes. Heifetz calls these adaptive challenges, and they demand something deeper than authority or expertise. Baltimore's Mayor Kurt Schmoke wrestled with a brutal paradox. Crime was climbing, budgets were tight, and community trust was evaporating. His typical tools, tough policing or budget cuts, just didn't cut it. He had to engage citizens in painful conversations about the city's values and futures, forcing everyone to face a reality with no quick fix. Imagine leadership like steering a boat on a river that keeps changing course. Adaptive challenges are those swirling currents that no amount of rows or sails can master alone. You can't just apply the old map. You need to rechart the path with everyone on board, even if it means risking capsizing the familiar. The real payoff? Leaders who tackle adaptive problems don't just impose solutions, they enable communities to evolve their own values and capacities. That means stepping back from control and fostering collective responsibility. The surprising truth: leadership gets stronger when shared, not hoarded. Not all leaders wield a title or command armies. Sometimes the most critical leadership happens where you have zero formal power, a skill crucial in turbulent times. A nurse named Karen at a major hospital noticed the rising infection rates but had no manager badge. Instead of waiting, she gathered data, showed painful patterns to physicians, and rallied her peers to insist on new hygiene protocols. She didn't order anyone, she led by creating urgency and connection, despite lacking official authority. Heifetz explains leadership like being a conductor without an orchestra. It's about mobilizing people who often resist change because adaptive challenges threaten their comfort zones. Leadership here is like a dance. You guide the rhythm without stepping on toes, creating alignment where none structurally exists. When leaders shift from commanding to mobilizing, they transform followers into partners. This invites creativity and accountability, making change sustainable. The paradox: surrendering formal control often magnifies your impact exponentially. Leadership isn't just about those at the top. It's a social contract between leaders and communities demanding mutual work and responsibility. The old social contract assumed leaders as superheroes with all answers, while citizens sat back expecting results. Heifetz spotlights how this expectation traps both leaders and communities in cycles of blame and disappointment, evident in cities like Detroit where disengagement fueled decline. Instead, Heifetz calls for a new bargain, where citizens embrace leadership roles in their communities, addressing tough problems like education reform or city safety themselves, not waiting on mayors or CEOs to solve everything. It's a shared responsibility, a co-leadership that rebuilds trust and capability. The revelation: when communities step up, leadership multiplies beyond any one person, creating vibrant civic life that adapts and grows. Leadership without easy answers becomes not a crisis but an invitation for collective rebirth. Remember Mayor Schmoke standing at Baltimore's crossroads, facing no easy answers but a choice: cling to old tools or invite his city to lead with him. That's Heifetz's punchline: real leadership is uncomfortable, uncertain, but catalytic. So next time your team faces chaos or resistance, try this. Ask what's the adaptive challenge here and who else needs to step up. You might just start a new kind of leadership movement. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.